Our next speaker tonight is one of our fantastic faculty here at Kutztown in the College of Visual and Performing Arts. We have here Liz Hamilton Quay.
Hi everyone, I'm Liz Hamilton Quay. I'm the Associate Professor of Textiles and Material Studies here at KU. And this is my story, how I discovered textiles, and basically threading that needle, because yes, I do get asked that quite a bit. So I was definitely the kid in first grade with a beret, a smock, a palette, and a paintbrush going to career day. And that's due to my artist parents, whom I love very much, Chuck and Sharon Hamilton. My parents met while my dad was a darkroom photography instructor in Pittsburgh, and my mom was a darkroom photography student. It was the 70s, after all. They united and got married and moved to Cherry Hill, New Jersey, in the land of suburbia. It wasn't hard to stand out, but they definitely did. We had wild paintings on the wall, and I didn't mention exactly what my dad's photography style was, but it was nude photography. So we always had nude art on the walls. It was a little bit different growing up than in my, casual neighborhood of Cherry Hill, New Jersey. But our basement served as our studio hub for all, the entire family. I grew up every single week watching my mom teach. She switched from photography to painting. She taught community women how to actually paint from, people that didn't think that they had much talent, and she gave them so much confidence week in and week out, and I grew up watching that, and it was so inspiring to see. So we weren't only a fine art family, but we were also a craft family as well. So there we go. Okay, so my dad was into colonial powder horn engraving. Yes, it's a very niche thing, of course. And back then, you did not have the internet or YouTube, so we had to find rare books. We had to actually go search for them, and we had to seek out experts so he could learn the trade. And I got to watch my dad really diligently learn this historical craft, practice, and try and fail again and again, and that taught me so much as an artist and how to be experimental in my own practice. So we got into the lifestyle a little bit. This is me with a Pennsylvania long rifle here. My dad engraved everything and forged all of the work to go with it. My mom's craft were Victorian porcelain dolls. She cast and poured all of the dolls herself. We have a kiln in the basement. She hand painted all of the faces. She made all of the clothing. We would search high and low at flea markets and antique stores for the perfect silks and laces. I remember very distinctly having to look for doll shoes. That's the one thing she didn't make from scratch. We also looked for cow horns. Every time we spotted one, we got 25 cents for that. My parents were so invested in their craft, we actually moved to what they thought was the center of it, which was the Lehigh Valley. We moved into a 19th century farmhouse, and they took on crafts such as PA Dutch fracture work, calligraphy. I don't ever remember, there wasn't ever a time where my parents weren't in the garage workshop, the studio upstairs, or at the kitchen table expanding their craft. It was kind of magical to be around as a kid all the time. In high school, I was obviously developing my art career further, so I was really interested in two-dimensional design at the time. I hadn't really gotten into craft quite yet, but I knew that I wanted to be that artist, that art educator. So I decided to go to Kutztown University to get my degree in art education, because that's where you go in this area for art ed, the home of Marilyn Stewart. I had to take a course called Non-Loom Fiber Structures, which sounds intimidating, right? But I got into the class and I discovered this was it for me. This was my passion. This was what I was living for. It took all of the handwork that I learned as a kid and all of the conceptual aspect that I was really interested in, put it together in this beautiful passion. I had my aha moment. I was getting into a lot of jury local shows with this weird soft sculpture that I was making, and I knew, okay, I've got to continue this. So I had a BFA and my BSED, and I went out and got my MFA right after to continue this weird soft sculpture that I was making. And I've been here at Kutztown for 8 years, also trying to inspire my students to make the same weird or their own version of their weird textiles. And I'm showing internationally, and I couldn't be happier. So thank you very much.